body got rid of them toxins. I can put a bad bitch, bad bitch, let me print on. Bitch, bad bitch, bad bitch, bad bitch, let me print on. Bitch, bad bitch, let me print on. Bitch, bad bitch, bad bitch, let me print on. What's poppin'? Brand new whip, this body got rid of them toxins.
Let's get it, Prima Donnas, back again today with another video, and your girl's been on a roll with the uploads. As you guys know already, new and trending on the market is the new Norvina Volume 6 palette. Is the Rave palette, the rainbow palette? I'm not sure. I just know that it is Volume 6. So this is just a new addition to my Norvina palettes that I do have in my collection. Honest, this one literally is rainbow compared to all of the other ones. The other ones just have kind of like one solid color story. This one was like, ooh, baby. So as you guys can see, I was inspired by the cover of the palette. So I literally wanted to do something smoky, but with a pop of still like some neon color, if you get me. So with this palette, you get literally mostly all matte shades beside these 4 glitters. What I love is this bottom row here, which she did give us a road to add dimension to your look. For like the case, yes, we are playing with purples, pinks, oranges, but you do have some dimension in the outer corner, which, you know, makes this look so smoky. Super excited to share this news with you guys. So y'all already know this is my palette, right? And I signed up for early access so that way I could secure and make sure that I have first dibs on the Norvina palette. But literally me and Lewis actually ordered it at the same time. So y'all already know I had to obviously give one away to y'all. So this is actually the little eye primer that it comes with. But as you guys can see, y'all's is brand spanking new in the unicarton. Mine is already in the hard case because I threw my unicarton somewhere on the bed. But yeah, as you guys can see, I will be giving away a brand new Norvina Volume 6 palettes to one of my lucky prima donnas because y'all that bitch and y'all need to be that bitch with me and y'all need to slay this palette with me. Period. Definitely see the description box for how you can enter this little giveaway. You guys know my giveaways are always super simple because I'm a lazy ass bitch. I don't want to write a million rules. But we are almost at 50K on Instagram. So this giveaway is going to have to kind of do with Instagram. You're going to have to repost either the photo or the video on your Instagram story. So if you don't have Instagram, I'm so sorry. But girl, I'm trying to make it on Instagram.
Why don't you have an Instagram in 2022?
Right, and if you don't have Instagram, like sis, why don't you have an Instagram? And why are you not following me? But like I said, I'm excited to be giving away one of the palettes to y'all. So yes, let me know down below what you guys think of this look. I'm obsessed. I love it. Y'all know I've just been into my colorful, crazy looks lately. But yeah, if you guys want to see how I achieve this look using the new brand new Norvina Volume 6 palette, then you already know what to do. Definitely hit that subscribe button before you go. And until next time, guys, bye. All right. Jumping into voiceover. So y'all already know I went ahead and did one eye off camera. So we will not be here forever and a day. But y'all already know how these looks go. And as you can see, the star of the show is the new Norvina Volume 6 Pro Pigment palette. And I'm not even going to lie, y'all, gag. This is by far my favorite out of the collection of her Norvina palettes. She really bodied this. This one is rainbow and neon. And yeah, let's get into it. Starting off, of course, with the PLOUISE base. This one is in the shade Rumor 2. This one's going to make sure that our lid is a nice blank canvas and ensure that all of these bright ass colors look the way they're supposed to look, okay? So I can't stress enough how important getting your base nice and smooth is. So the first shade I'm going to start off is that black and that really deep blue, which is the shade E5 and E4. Like I told you guys in my intro, that bottom row is to add dimension. So starting with the black, I'm literally just going to tap a tiny little bit of this black onto the outer corner because I could already ensure that this black is super pigmented. So we're just going to stop right there. And like I said, this is only just going to deepen up that outer corner. So right on top of that, now I'm going to go over that with that deep blue. And you guys are going to see that these pressed pigments, because I would say that they're pressed pigments, not necessarily eyeshadows. Like, they're so pigmented. Like, look at that outer corner. Like, my camera has no filter, okay? This is straight raw footage, straight out of the camera, sis. And that shit is giving. Okay, now we're gonna go into that very beautiful purple, you guys. And I have a love-hate relationships when it comes to purples because sometimes they're cute and sometimes they're very patchy. So that's how I can really test if a palette is really like good or not, is really with a purple. because I feel like purples are super hard to finesse. But as you guys can see, it's blending, bitch. It's doing what it needs to do. And as you guys can see, the little technique that I'm doing is hugging right alongside of that outer corner, because I hate when you have a very harsh outer corner edge, you guys. You want everything to be wrapped around from your crease, kind of like if it's hugging all the way around to your lower lash line. So as you guys can see with this look as well, I'm not taking all of our colors all the way to outer corner to inner corner. We're kind of just like doing a blown out smoky technique just on the outer part of our eye. So you do not need to bring all those deep tones all the way to the inner corner of your crease. So you do want to leave that part bare. But anyways, now we're going to go in with that bright orange. And this is when we're really just going to take the look all the way out there, and we're just going to blow that all the way out to the temples. But to really marinate the orange with the purple, we're just going to grab a little bit of that hot pink shade, which this shade did not come to play. Okay, that hot pink is super neon, super intense. I loved it. I forgot what number is it, but you guys know what shade I'm talking about. And again, going back in with that bright ass orange and just going for it. Okay, at this point we're just like pretending the brow doesn't even exist. Okay, fuck the brow, but we need the blend. So back in with the purple, and as you guys can see, like I like to repeat all of my steps. So I start from darkest to lightest, and then I will work my way back down from lightest to darkest. So like I said, you're just going right back in with those brushes and just making sure that every shade is nice and noticeable. Every shade has a little star in the show, because every shade is important. Okay, so moving along, now we're going to go into another P. Louise base, but this one is Rumor Zero, I believe, which is the white one. Now, as you guys can see with this look, we are not doing a cut crease. Okay, so this look, it looks very complicated, but it's actually easier than it looks. Like I said, we're not doing any graphic liner, nothing detailed here. This look is actually very blown out and smoky, and to be honest, the messier the better. Like, this look is not supposed to be all structured, as you guys can see. So once I get my little first layer of my white P. Louise base, I'm just going to throw in a little second layer just in that inner corner, because as you guys can see on the other eye, this inner corner is actually going to be blown all the way up into the inner part of our crease. So like I said, just making sure that that's nice and white. I wanted to use the P. Louise white base first. So we're just going to go ahead and smoke out that outer corner just to get things going with this lid. And then I'm going to take this beautiful peachy shade. It's actually like a light peachy coral shade. It's not as bright as that bright orange that we used in our outer corner. So this one, like I said, is more kind of like on the pastel side. And as you guys can see, I'm not necessarily putting it next to the black, nor am I putting it all the way in my inner corner. This is gonna just go like in the inner part of our lids. It's very hard to explain, but you guys get to see what I'm doing. And then to sandwich the little peachy shade to that black on our outer corner, we're actually going to tap right a little bit of that hot pink. Okay, so whatever's left over on the brush, you just want to go ahead and wiggle that bitch in there and create a nice seamless blend, like I said, between that peachy shade and our black in the outer corner. So with that, you're just going to keep going back and forth with your brushes, but you do want to keep that very, very inner corner stark white. And girl, we are going to take that shade A1, because this white is definitely A1. I love the white, matte white, in any type of Anastasia palette. I feel like that is my favorite white eyeshadow. You already know the white in the Riviera palette is my shit. So of course, this definitely does have the same color payoff and pigment, so I was obsessed. So I'm obsessed with the white, I'm obsessed with the black, and like I said, just all of these colors are super pigmented and they're just giving. So once you go ahead and set your inner corner, like I told you guys, we're going to bring that white all the way up into that inner part of the crease, and just make sure everything is nice and blended and not looking harsh and not stopping very weird. So like I said, I can't really teach you guys how to blend. It's more or less like a creator's eye. You would just more or less see where you need to take your brush a little bit more and just diffuse this edge, that edge. Like I said, you do it as you go. But more or less, once you're done with the blending, this look is pretty much complete. So finishing touches, of course, I wanted to do a smoky little liner, but being that I wanted this look to have kind of like a rounded end, I didn't do a wing. So we are just going to line our lash line, super simple. And for that, I'm using my favorite liquid liner, which is the Morphe Make It Big. Girl, I can't stop raving about this liner. It's super matte black and so easy to apply, super pointy. It just does the fucking job. I love it. But of course, I'm a little bit extra, and even though it does dry matte black, I just wanted to go in with the matte black in the palette again, just to smoke out that outer edge. I hate when my liner kind of just like stops very weird. And like I said, even though the liner could claim that it's matte, girl, I always just have to set it with some type of matte black shadow because it just makes such a difference. I just love doing that. So yeah, went ahead and popped on my lashes. These are the TATALASHES in the style Bambi. I'm not gonna lie, I'm obsessed with these. It's kind of like my third video wearing these. Like, I really just can't get enough. I love that they flare out at the outer corners, kind of like a little cat eye, and they're just bomb. For skin, I'm actually priming my face with the Glow Recipe Watermelon Drops. You already know I'm dry as hell, so I need all the hydration, and this is my shit. And then to make my pores kind of like disappear, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This is the acne fighting one. This one is actually my favorite because it's just, I just love the consistency of it. It's actually very like buttery, not as drying as the other ones. So yeah, I actually really prefer this one, even though I barely have acne. But moving along to foundation, I'm actually gonna mix a little concoction of the ABH Luminous foundation with this Wet n Wild Dewy foundation. These are both very dewy foundations, but I had to mix them, to be honest, because I'm pasty right now and super pale, and the ABH one on its own is a little too warm for me. So that's the only reason why I'm mixing in the Wet n Wild one. If not, I would have just wore the ABH one on its own because it is gorgeous on its own. This is actually one of my favorite foundations, and being that we were doing the Norvina palette today, I just decided to stick with the brand and just use, you know, her mother's brand, Anastasia. And if you never tried this foundation, girl, I don't know what you're waiting on, because this foundation makes your skin look beautiful, especially if you're a dry skin girl like me. It literally has your skin glowing. So after I applied that first with the brush, by the way, I was using my go-to Morphe brush, and now I'm just gonna push that in a little bit with my e.l.f. face sponge. By the way, this marble sponge is not the Sonia Kashuk one. This is actually the e.l.f. face sponge from the Cookies and Dreams collection. I am obsessed with this sponge at the moment. So now moving on to cream contour, you guys. I feel like I use the same cream contour, but I'm so obsessed with this. This is the Made by Mitchell cream blush in the shade Caramel Drizzle. And guys, this just blends into the skin like butter, you guys, which is why I can't stop using it. And for the brush, I actually like to use a stippling brush when it comes up to my cream contour, because it does not disturb my foundation underneath. You do not want a very hard bristle brush that is actually going to just move and swipe your damn foundation, okay? That is a big no. And actually, for the first time in this video, I'm going to be trying out the new Anastasia concealer. This one is the shade 9, and I really liked the concealer, you guys. I don't know what took me so long to actually test it out and try it. But yeah, I actually got to use it for the first time, like I said, in today's video, and it was gorgeous. I really loved the way it left my under eye. And like I said, we could not set it without the ABH Loose Setting Powder in the shade Vanilla. I love this setting powder, you guys. I feel like this setting powder definitely makes your under eyes look airbrushed. And I don't know what happened with this footage as far as like the setting powder, but it just like kind of stopped recording. So my apologies on that. But anyways, I did go ahead and just sharpen up the ends of the eyes, because after everything, we're gonna go ahead and take this eye look even more blown out. So now I did go ahead and set my under eyes and the rest of my face, which is why I look flat. But we're gonna go ahead and fix that with some bronzer. This is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer. I love this bronzer, you guys. It makes your bronzer area look so smooth and not powdery. It's such a good bronzer. But like I was saying before, we are gonna actually take this eye look even a step further and blow this shit out all the way to the temples, and actually do kind of like a blown out eye cheek look. I actually haven't really showed you guys that technique where I actually blow my eyeshadow all the way out to my temples and then actually drag it down, kind of like blending into my blush. So that's very editorial, very kind of like extra. Like I said, I really wouldn't go outside with a look like this. This is just for Instagram. If you wanted to just stop at the eye look, definitely be my guest. But of course, we're just taking it there because I wanted a bomb ass IG photo. So yeah, like I said, I did go ahead and just blow out all those colors all the way down to the blush area. And then now I'm going in with the Scott Barnes blush palette, and I'm taking that beautiful orange blush, and now you're just basically gonna blow your blush right into that eyeshadow on the temples, and it's just all gonna come come together. I know it looks very harsh, but I'm gonna actually blend this all back in with my elf sponge, so no worries. And I actually for the first time did use the highlight in the Scott Barnes palette, and girl, I was obsessed. One thing that I will say about this Scott Barnes palette, it is very, very expensive, but it's so worth every single coin, because bitch, one tap and that's all you need. Like, it is hella pigmented, like no joke, no joke. Like, I'm so happy that I actually invested in that palette, because it's actually one of my favorites. But anyway, moving along to the lower lash line, I'm just gonna drag that black all the way to my outer corner, and then for that banging, beaming, bright ass white inner corner, I'm gonna be taking my favorite white liner at the moment. This one is also from the Elf Cookies and Dreams collection. It's actually like the eyeshadow sticks, but girl, they are so bomb and so creamy. It actually reminds me of the OG NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk. Who remembers that? That's so old, but yeah, this kind of gives me that vibe. But anyways, to go ahead and add that little pop of color on our lower lash line, I'm just gonna take that peachy shade and along with that bright pink, and kind of just like, you know, make everything all nice and blended. And do not forget to smoke it out with the black, because like I said, we want everything to look nice, smoky, and sexy. And then I went ahead and just lined my waterline with the same white pencil, and pretty much the eyes and face is done. Last but not least, of course, is the lips. And you guessed it, I'm doing my go-to nude lip combo with my Morphe Bite Me lip pencil. And then actually lies, it's not my go-to lip combo because I actually changed the lipstick today. I'm using this Makeup by Mario matte lipstick in the shade Erin, and it kind of had like a purpley pinky hue to it, so I felt like it was actually gonna make the lips, you know, a little bit more cool tone versus warm tone, which it definitely did. And y'all know I love a good little center nude lip pop, so I'm actually taking my concealer and I'm just actually popping that on the inner part of the center part of my lips. And yes, I do have a lip brush to blend out my lipstick, because you need a lip brush, girl. I tell y'all all the time, it makes all the difference when blending out your liquid lipsticks and just getting a nice banging nude lip, okay? Like, yes. And bitch, at this point I cannot stop adding on that orange to my cheeks, because to be honest, that was like one of my favorite parts of this look, was definitely that blown out blush moment. Like, yes honey. And as you guys know, I've been loving beauty marks. I don't know, I just feel like my face, to be honest, is so clear, so when I put on my foundation it just looks so like flat, that I kind of just like to add some little, you know, spots here and there onto the skin, just to add, you know, something. And then I've been loving nose rings, so I just went ahead and added a little rhinestone, because y'all know I'm too pussy to go ahead and get my nose pierced for real. Leave me alone, all right? It's my anxiety. It really began the best of me, but I'm gonna do it one day. I'm just waiting, you know, for a day that I'm real tight, and I'm just be like, no, I'm gonna go get this shit pierced, and then I'm just do it. But anyways, last but not least, I'm using that Patrick Ta She's So Thirsty, honey, because it's my favorite setting spray. I've been using this on all of my clients. Love, love, love this setting spray. And then you guys know my little trick to just tap on a little bit more powder on all the areas that you're gonna crease. And nonetheless, baby, this look is done. I'm ready to rave. I'm ready to pop out. I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for summer. I'm ready for it all, pretty much. Like, this look really just makes you feel like that bitch. By the way, definitely make sure you enter the giveaway to win yourself the Norvina palette, and let me know what you think down below. And I'll catch you all in my next one. Bye.